Good morning, everybody. So I wanted to quickly pop on here and do another poor math skills video for you because of something that I recently figured out and took care of and changed and saved me a fair amount of money. Not, millions, but saved me a little bit of money. What I want to talk to you today about is in my last video, if you saw it, we talked about taking things that you spend money on every day and multiplying them by 30 to see what they're actually costing you a month. And, it can be quite shocking. And I also said, look at things you spend your money on monthly and divide them by 30 to see what their cost is per day. So to that equation, I want to add another thing. Anything that you're spending money on monthly, it's a very good idea to multiply it by 12 to see what it's costing you a year to see if you really feel that it's a fair value for what you're getting. Now, this recently, I had a situation with Netflix. I've had Netflix for a while and I really wasn't paying attention to it. I was just kind of like paying it every month. It was coming out of my bank account. It was automated. And then like one month I looked at it, it was like $14.99, and I realized that month I hadn't really watched a lot of Netflix. There weren't a lot of shows I was interested in. And I thought, well, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna like turn it off for a month, which I've done before, which by the way is a really great way to save on Netflix. You can kind of like bank your Netflix. Just kind of put it on pause for a month. They don't charge you. You let it get a bunch of new shows, and then the next month you turn your Netflix back on. You reactivate your account and you binge watch again, and maybe you turn it off the next month or something like that. Or you can do what I did. I bought myself a Netflix gift card at Christmas time because there was a deal where if you bought gift cards, you got another gift card kind of thing. And I got myself a Netflix gift card for 25 bucks. So that paid for like a couple months. But while I was in the actual account page of Netflix, I noticed that there was an actual cheaper version of what I was paying. So I switched to that and I saved myself some money. But this was a perfect example of something that I didn't really think about. I mean, it was $14.99 a month, $15. It wasn't killing me. I love Netflix. I like the movies. It's great, blah, 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 blah. It wasn't like a big deal, right? So a lot of us have things like that. We have, maybe you get the gift boxes. I'm not really into them. I've gotten a couple over the years. The boxes that, the subscription boxes that you get every month. Or you just have something else that like you pay for every month but you don't really pay much attention to it. A really good thing to do when you look at these like streaming services and things like this is to do, like I said, an equation where you multiply it by 12 to see if it's really that valuable to it, because when you see what you spend on it a year instead of the monthly breakdown, sometimes it's a little shocking. So let's do this. So I had the Netflix, which was $14.99 a month times 12, that equaled $179.88 a month. So I was spending about $180 a year on Netflix. But like I said, there were some months I was barely watching it. There just wasn't anything I was that interested in, or the shows, I had binge watched everything, and this, some show I like, they don't have a new season of it yet, all kinds of things like this, right? So when I was checking it out that day, I noticed that there was an $8.99 account that I could get. It was called their basic plan. Their basic plan only allows you to watch Netflix on one computer or one television or one smartphone at a time. You can't watch it simultaneously. In other words, like if you have more than one person in your household, you can't be watching Netflix on your computer and your husband's watching Netflix in the living room on the TV. You can't do both with the basic plan. But by switching to this basic plan, which was $8.99 a month times 12, I dropped my rate to $107.88 a year. Okay, so is it an amazing savings? No, it's only $72. But here's the reason I'm talking about this. These little bits of money, like I said in my last video, really creep up fast. All of a sudden, these things you don't think you're spending that much money on, it's $5 here, $10 there, $15, $20. When you look at them over the course of a year, they're quite a bit of money. And you can save yourself a lot of money if you decide that these things really aren't that valuable to you. Like maybe there's no value in them. I had the same issue with Comcast. I was paying $40 for their antenna service, which is only the most basic channels: ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, and then, like the extra channels, CW and those other channels. It wasn't worth $40 a month. I barely watched it because, I was watching Netflix, right? And I was watching Hulu and these other streaming services I have, like Amazon Prime. So I was paying so much for television that I wasn't actually watching. It just wasn't worth it. And that's what you need to look at, especially if you're trying to get out of debt or you're trying to save money and you're trying not to live paycheck to paycheck, and you can't figure out why at the end of every month you seem to have less money than you did the month before. Or maybe, you're trying really hard to save money and you feel like you can't get ahead at all. You can't really get your feet under you to save some money. This is a great way to save some money, is to look at some of these things that you spend every month that you may really unconsciously be spending money on every month, especially like in my case where it was an automatic withdrawal every month for Netflix, and I wasn't even that happy with it. So I'm going to link my last video to this. Take a look at some of these things that you pay for every month. Look at these streaming services. Look at some of these other things that you pay for monthly, especially if they're coming out of your account automatically and you're not paying cash for them, which makes a big difference. And multiply them by 12. See what they're costing you a year. Are they worth what you're getting out of them for what you're putting out yearly for these services? Like I said, I will link my other video. Please watch it, like it. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I'm not getting a lot of comments, so please, if you have a question, put it in the comments. And I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.